God said. It is all planned for the start of May. Not a moment late, not a second early. What you call coincidence, he calls design. What you feel as delay, he declares as precision. This is not the time to question or doubt. This is the time to assume the end is already done. It's already set. It's already yours. The pattern of your life is written in the invisible. The change you seek, the breakthrough you wait for, the open door you cry out for, it was never up to the outer world. It was always within. The moment you accept that it's all prepared, all orchestrated, all timed, then your inner vision becomes your only authority. It's not about what the senses say. The senses lie. They report the past, not the truth. But the imagination, the inner eye, that sees the promise, that knows the word, that hears God say, May, start of May, not someday, but a divine schedule sealed in the invisible. So now assume it, walk in it, feel it real, carry yourself as the one who has already received. Do not beg, do not wait, do not plead for what is already finished. Instead, know. Know in stillness, know in silence, know in certainty, that what God has said no man can undo. If it is planned, it is finished. If it is spoken, it is settled. You are not waiting on God. You are awakening to what He has already completed. All things are prepared and the signal is set. The world around you may offer no sign, but the word within you has already gone ahead. That's where your eyes must remain, within. Feel the new beginning that's rising, the movement, the shift, the sudden manifestation. It starts when you see it in spirit. Not when, but not later, but live. Let them doubt, let them question, let them talk. But you stand still in the knowing. God said may. That's not a wish, that's a decree. The time is charged with purpose. The air is full of fulfillment. The old is crumbling, the new is breaking forth. Do not ask how, just enter the state of already done, the state of divine timing, the state where you and the promise are one. Because God's calendar does not miss. God's voice does not echo. He speaks, and it is. He declares, and it becomes. And now He has said, it's all planned for the start of May. So walk as one who remembers what has already been completed. Assume the scene, accept the word, and live as if it's unfolding, because it already has. It is already unfolding, quietly, invisibly, like a seed breaking through the soil long before anyone sees the sprout. But in the unseen realm it is done. You must understand. The moment you heard that whisper in your spirit, the start of May, that was not a suggestion. That was not a vague hope. That was a spiritual announcement, a signal that reality is bending to a divine instruction. And what you've been holding in consciousness, nurturing with your faith, feeding with your inner speech, is now pressing forward into visibility. You are not the old version of yourself. You are not the one who waits in fear, who checks the winds for signs, who looks to people for confirmation. No, when God speaks to your spirit, you don't consult appearances. You consult the word. And what has He said? That it's all planned. That everything has been moving toward this moment. That your delays were not denials but divine arrangements. That the people, the places, the doors, they are all being positioned to honor the script that heaven wrote for your life. You must walk now not as one who hopes, but as one who remembers. That's the key. This is not a walk of guessing. This is the walk of memory, not of the past, but of the divine future already created. The God in you knows, the Spirit in you knows. It has seen what your eyes have not yet seen. And it is calling you to act from that knowing, to think from the end, to dwell in the assumption that it is done. How do you prepare for something that is already yours? You don't prepare with panic or striving. You prepare with alignment, with quiet confidence, with inner calm that says, I know what's coming because I saw it when I closed my eyes. You are not reacting to the world anymore. You are commanding it by dwelling in the finished work. This is not a season to beg. It is a season to embody. Become the one who has received. When you embody the thing hoped for, it must obey, it must come. The world cannot resist the pull of a soul that has fully assumed its place in the divine story. When you sit in the energy of already done, you send a signal into the world of form, and the forms begin to shift. The people call, the doors swing, the money moves, the silence breaks. Not because you forced it. This is how God works. Not through the chaos of the outer, but through the stillness of the inner. Through certainty, through divine order. That is why he spoke to you. Not to tease you, not to frustrate you, but to show you the next chapter that's already written. If he said it's all planned for the start of May, then nothing can stop it. Not the economy, not their opinions, not your past, not your doubt, not your detours. The plan is older than the problem. The promise is louder than the delay. Let the old fears rise if they must, but you do not have to entertain them. You are not bound to the cycle of doubt. You are governed by the rhythm of grace. Let the mind question. It will always try to calculate, to measure, to predict. But the mind is not the master here. The Spirit is. The Spirit knows what the intellect cannot. The Spirit knows what the news will never tell you. The Spirit knows that the instruction was real, that the timeline was divine, that the date is not arbitrary. May is not just a month, it is a signal, a vibration, a portal. You are stepping into a space where time obeys your inner state. That's what faith is, not belief in a distant future, but identification with the already manifested. Feel what you've prayed for as if it's breathing through you right now. Hear the conversations, see the breakthrough, sense the freedom. The moment you do, the veil begins to thin and reality begins to comply. Everything is being rearranged to meet you at the level of your assumption. This is not magic, this is law. Spiritual law that bends time and matter around the focused energy of belief. That's why you must stay anchored. The storm may try to shake you, but your knowing must stay rooted. There will be moments when the old voice creeps back in, the one that says, what if it doesn't happen? What if nothing changes? But you must answer back with your own divine memory, it already has. I'm just catching up to it. You must learn to feel the tone of God's voice. When he speaks in your spirit, it is not suggestion. It is structure, a blueprint, a reality already established in the invisible. When he whispered the start of May, he was not speaking to your calendar. He was speaking to your consciousness. He was saying, hold the line, stay in the vision, don't waver, no matter how still it looks. The silence before manifestation is sacred. It's the echo of alignment. It's the tension of labor before the birth. You must not misread it as stagnation. You must not label it as failure. It is the in-between, the place where your old life is shedding and your new one is stretching into form. Be gentle with yourself in this place. Do not try to force it. You are not here to perform. You are here to remember, to receive, to become. Everything is already accounted for. Every detail, every resource, every person who will say yes, every opportunity that will appear out of nowhere. It's already on its way, not because you earned it, but because you aligned with it. Grace does not require effort, it requires permission. Give yourself permission to receive. Give yourself permission to live in the fullness of what was promised. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to become the one who knows it has. That means speaking from it, walking in it, thinking as it, breathing as it. Let your inner talk reflect the truth you've seen. Let your imagination be saturated in the scene already fulfilled. See it every morning before your eyes open. Rehearse it in the silence of the night. Because the more real it becomes within, the faster it materializes without. You are not behind, you are not late, you are in rhythm, you are in sync with the divine unfolding. Time is not your enemy, delay is not your punishment. Everything is unfolding in perfect harmony with the voice you heard. That voice did not lie. That whisper was real. And your only work now is to walk in that knowing, unshaken by the noise. The start of May is not just a date. It is a doorway, a release, a divine moment where what was hidden begins to show, what was promised begins to rise. You may not understand the timing, but you are not asked to understand. You are asked to trust, to surrender to the timing that knows more than your logic ever could. Even now, as you hear these words, something in you is awakening. Not because these words are new, but because your spirit already knew. This is not information, this is confirmation. Something is being quickened in you, a deeper trust, a stronger faith, a holy boldness that refuses to bow to appearances. You are not waiting for permission. You are not waiting for proof. You are standing in what you have seen. And when you stand in what you've seen, the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. That is the secret. The outer must follow the inner. The shadow must follow the light. The result must follow the assumption. It cannot be otherwise. This is the way of spirit. This is the way of manifestation. This is the way of God. He did not give you a vague hope. He gave you a date, a window, a spiritual moment encoded with divine orchestration. Your part is to agree with it, to stay in it, to become it. And that, beloved, is more powerful than anything that could ever happen outside you. Because when the word lives in you, really lives in you, it cannot return void. It must accomplish what it was sent to do. So carry it with reverence, carry it with power, carry it with joy. Not because you are trying to make something happen, but because it already has. May is not coming, May is here. And with it, so is everything God whispered, everything you've seen in the Spirit, everything you felt in the quiet moments, everything you dared to believe, even when it looked impossible. Now is the moment to walk as the one who has received. Let your words match your promise. Let your thoughts mirror the vision. Let your emotions celebrate the outcome. Because the plan is not in process. It is in fulfillment. The signal was sent, the door is opening, and the moment has arrived. Do not ask if it's working, know that it is. Do not scan the horizon for evidence, feel the evidence in your being. The world you see outside is always lagging behind the world you accept within. That is the divine delay, the sacred gap between assumption and manifestation. But it is not a punishment, it is a mirror being polished. The moment you become convinced of your promise within, the mirror reflects it without. This is why you must keep your inner world sacred, guarded, unshaken. You are the one carrying the vision, not the world, not your friends, not even the people closest to you. You heard the voice, you felt the shift, you caught the signal that something has been divinely arranged, and because you received that word, you must now live as the embodiment of it. Even if no one else sees it, even if the noise around you grows louder, even if the days leading up to the start of May seem ordinary, uneventful, still, do not be deceived. God is always silent in the most powerful moments of creation. He does not need to explain. He does not need to repeat himself. He speaks once, and eternity responds. Hold that word like sacred fire. Tend to it like a flame that cannot go out. It is not your job to light the whole forest. You only need to keep your flame burning. That flame is the evidence of what's coming. The promise already lives in you. The blessing is not something you are hoping for. It is something you are revealing. And every moment you dwell in the reality of already done, you become more magnetic to the outcome that is already yours. There is a great stillness that surrounds divine timing, not the stillness of nothingness, but the stillness of certainty, like the moment before the dawn, where the whole earth holds its breath, knowing the sun must rise. You are in that moment, the moment before the sun breaks through, the moment where the world may seem asleep, but heaven is fully awake and in motion. You have stepped into a prepared place, the divine setup, and everything you need is already positioned, already aligned, already waiting for your awareness to meet it. So let your awareness be clean. Let it be focused. Let it be sharp as light. Do not entertain the shadows of fear, even if they dance before you. They hold no power unless you feed them. Instead, feed the vision. Nourish the reality that has already been spoken over you. Let your imagination be full of it. Let your inner conversations reflect the truth that it is done. Because your imagination is not fantasy, it is the blueprint of creation. It is the first birthing place of reality. And if God placed it in your spirit, then it already exists. Not someday, not maybe, but now. Already alive in the invisible, already pulsing with the breath of fulfillment. You do not need to create it. You only need to receive it, accept it, identify with it. Become so one with the promise that separation is impossible. Walk in the room as the one who has already received. Speak from the position of fulfillment. Think only from the posture of already done. That is your only work now, to stay in the assumption until it becomes substance. The world will try to distract you with timelines, with appearances, with opinions. But you are not here to be a reactor. You are a creator, a spiritual being navigating a physical world, never forgetting that the physical always bends to the spiritual. The invisible always governs the visible. That is the hierarchy of creation. That is the truth you must stand on. And the truth is, it's already done, already planned, already timed, already spoken. The shift is not coming to you, you are coming into alignment with it, like tuning into a frequency that was always broadcasting, but now your spirit is clear enough to receive the signal without interference. That is the clarity of May. That is the power of the divine word. It doesn't just promise, it positions. It doesn't just inspire, it transforms. When you assume the end, you collapse the distance between yourself and the blessing. Time falls, matter shifts, the path clears, the obstacle becomes the testimony. You look back and realize it all had to happen just the way it did, not to hurt you, but to guide you. Not to delay you, but to prepare you. Every no was a redirection to the higher yes. Every silence was a deeper call to listen within. And now, as you enter this moment with your full awareness, the seed becomes the harvest. The voice that said it's all planned for the start of May was not speaking to your mind. It was speaking to your identity. It was calling you to rise, to step into the version of yourself that already holds the miracle, already lives the testimony, already breathes the promise. So you must ask yourself now, not will it happen, but am I ready to receive what has already happened in the Spirit? That's the real question. Are you willing to live as if the prayer has already been answered? Are you willing to drop the old identity and wear the new one without apology? This is where faith becomes embodiment, where you don't just believe, you become. You dress the part, you speak the part, you think like one who no longer waits. Because in the realm of God, waiting is just a misalignment with what already is. And now you are aligned. You've heard the instruction, you've received the word, and you're moving as one who remembers, not one who hopes. This is your time to walk as the fulfilled version of yourself, to dwell in the end so fully that the middle must obey, to embody the joy before the evidence, to wear the peace before the manifestation, because God's voice is final and His word is faithful. He is not a God of maybe. He is not a God of almost. He is a God of yes and amen, a God who speaks and seals, a God who plans and performs. So let your mind be still, let your heart be firm, let your energy match the vision. The start of May is not a hope, it is a divine appointment. You've been walking toward it all along, even when you didn't see it, even when the terrain was rough, even when the waiting hurt. Every step has brought you closer to what was always prepared. The delay was never a denial. It was God's way of shaping you to hold the blessing without breaking. And now you are ready, ready to receive without resistance, ready to live without fear, ready to become without apology. The inner you has already crossed over. The outer must now follow. And you don't need to chase anything. The blessing is not running, it's waiting. Waiting for you to step fully into the posture of fulfillment. Waiting for you to take your eyes off the clock and place them back on the vision. Waiting for you to rise with no doubt, no hesitation, no turning back. This is what God has planned. Not just a moment, but a movement. Not just an event, but a shift. A divine turning, where the unseen becomes seen, where the delay turns to display, where the old version of you fades and the true one emerges, fully clothed in light. You will not have to explain. The evidence will speak. You will not have to defend. The fruit will testify. So stay in the frequency of already done. Let no fear dilute your atmosphere. Let no voice distract you from what was spoken. When God said it's all planned, He meant it. Nothing is missing, nothing is broken. The plan includes the people, the path, the provision, the peace, and it is set to be revealed, not made, but revealed at the start of May. All you need to do is keep assuming, keep believing, keep being the one who already knows. Let that knowing be your power. Let that knowing be your protection. Let that knowing be your peace when things still look still. Because knowing is stronger than seeing. And when your knowing is rooted in the word becomes flesh. The promise becomes presence. The vision becomes your new normal. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of holding the state until time catches up. And time is catching up now. The start of May is not waiting, it's here, it has arrived. And with it, so has everything God whispered, everything He confirmed in the quiet moments. Everything you dared to believe when it looked like nothing was changing. But it was always changing, within the realm where spirit shapes the world. So hold fast, stay still, stay aligned. Let your spirit lead, let your mind be quiet, let your heart remain soft, and let the reality unfold, just as it was always meant to. Because when God said it's all planned for the start of May, He wasn't offering a forecast, He was delivering a fact. And that fact is already moving, already blooming, already here. And now, as you stand on the threshold of the promise, remember this: you were never waiting on the blessing was waiting on you, waiting on your full agreement, waiting on your identity to align, waiting on your spirit to rise and say, I am ready now, not ready to strive, not ready to chase, but ready to receive. For what God has planned cannot be undone, delayed, or denied, not by time, not by people, not by circumstance. The instruction was clear, the timing was precise, the word was spoken, and you, yes you, were chosen to carry it, to believe it when it looked impossible, to hold it when everything told you to let go. You have passed through the silence, through the shaping, through the sacred preparation, and now, as May unfolds, so too does the manifestation of everything heaven whispered to your soul. Walk forward not as a seeker, but as one who has found. Live not from hope, but from fulfillment. Speak not from longing, but from gratitude. Because it's here, it's yours, it's done. May is not coming, it has come. And with it the unveiling of everything ordained for you. Let the world see not just what God has done for you, but who you have become in Him. A living testimony of divine timing, perfect orchestration, and unwavering faith. The plan has met the moment, and the moment is now. This is the moment your spirit recognized before your mind could catch up. The moment your prayers, your visions, your quiet endurance all pointed to. You are not entering May as the same person who began the journey. You are walking in transformed, awakened, crowned with the evidence of what you held in faith. The struggle, the waiting, the pressing, none of it was wasted. Every invisible movement has led to this divine unfolding. You are no longer in the space of asking, you are in the space of becoming. You don't need more signs. You don't need more confirmation. The word is enough. The voice that whispered, "It's all planned," has never failed. And now creation bends to that voice. Time bows to that voice. And everything that once resisted must yield to the authority of the one who declared it finished from the beginning. So walk forward with clarity, with boldness, with peace. Don't shrink, don't second guess, don't reach back for what you've outgrown. You have crossed a threshold in spirit, and all of heaven has moved to honor it. Let your life speak now. Let your presence testify. Let your peace be the loudest proof of what you know within, that everything has arrived right on time. And when you open your eyes each morning this month, say not, "Will it be today?" but "It is today." This is the season where the unseen becomes seen. This is the moment where you watch it all unfold, just as He said it would.